Hello everyone, and today the patch notes for Operation Skull Rain were released, and I'm very excited because Rainbow Six Siege is a game that I love near and dear to my heart. I've always loved Rainbow Six, just the series in general, and this is a game that I was excited for it to come out. It's finally out. It's been out for a couple of months now, and they've been just, I wouldn't say reinventing, but updating the game continuously, which is something I'm very, very surprised to actually see that they're doing, and I want to say I want more, but I'm very excited to see that they're adding more to the game. So for starters, of course, we had the two new operators coming out. And if you haven't seen the two new operators, the attack operator has a crossbow that shoots incendiary rounds that apparently, as they say, just suck the air out of the room. And then the defense operator has the ability called Silent Step, which allows her to, when an enemy's in the down but not out state, you can interrogate them and see where the enemy locations are for. I think it's 5 or so seconds. I'm not really sure. From what I timed, it was 5 to 7 seconds. And you actually see the movements. It's not just a stationary position. You see where they're going at the moment. Very exciting. That's something that does seem sort of a game changer, sort of like the way Valkyrie was introduced to the game. And also, her ability also lets you, when you pull out your pistol, you will go into this crouch position that you make no noise. And that sounds amazing. I feel like when you're on the attacking team, that's something that you're going to have to look out for, because sound whoring or just sound in the game is a very, very key factor. And I'm excited to see how well she does. I'm excited to see what her team composition looks like with other operators. So fingers crossed tomorrow we will see what this happens. We will see how this patch and how this characters add to the game, and maybe if they change the meta in some shape or form. And with the health program, if you're not exactly sure what that is, it's just going to further help the cheating system in the game, make it more fair for people that just play the game just to have fun and not have to deal with people that just want to play for advantages and just to mess around. And they're also adding a new attachment, the angled grip. This is just to be more of a aggressive player, so you will now have a accelerated transition between the hipfire and ADS state. Very, very exciting to see this, because there's some situations where you're in a gunfight and you maybe are the frontliner and you want this, and they're adding it to the game. Very excited to see if they add more attachments later down the line or anything, more scopes, stuff like that, just to make more playstyles viable. I know usually it's a tactical game, and I'm kind of doing air quotes at the moment. There's certain playstyles that you can only really run with. I see people play the game and they play super tactical, or super operators I like to call it, and they just take 2 minutes to attack the objective and they all die immediately, you know, when instead of they're just playing it as maybe they can rush an objective, do certain things like this, make a playstyle, and it looks like they're doing that. I'm excited. Very, very excited. And they're adding tactical realism to the game. This is something that they've been talking about for months now. When I mean they talk about for months, I mean they've been talking about this since release of the game back in December 2015. So if you're not exactly sure what this is only a custom game mode, and it is in beta. So what this means is that when you're in a beta match, you will now be able to choose if you want to play this with your friends or whoever you're playing with. And this removes the HUD. This removes everything from the HUD. So the only thing you will see on the HUD is the timer, your barricades, your, what's the word for it, your traps. So like if you have barbed wire or something like that, you know, you can put down your traps. You'll see how many you have that. Your compass and your drones. That's it. And then your character's special ability. So that's very interesting to see. You will not see the outlines of the outlines of friendly players. That's gone from this mode. And you'll just have to coordinate more with your teammates. You'll have to make sure that the movements, the sounds that you hear are your actual teammates and not the enemy, or vice versa. And the enemy and not your teammates. Because the last thing you want is someone to come around the corner and you just happen to gun them down, thinking that, you know, that's an enemy when it's your teammate. I'm excited to see how people play this. I'm excited to see how many people make lobbies of this and adapt this, or I wouldn't say adapt this, but enjoy this mode. I hope that people enjoy this mode. This is something that does sound very fun, and it will probably be very hard to play for the first couple of days, because people are just going to be shooting whatever they see. That just seems like a habit. So they're also implementing a surrender system to the game. For the people that are not aware of this, what this does is, only in ranked, by the way, once you're in ranked, you will be able to surrender prior to the third round. So if your team just looks like you guys are getting stomped, you'll be able to surrender now. You won't have to suffer, and you can get on to your next match. So for the next, this is pretty much just a majority of the patch notes, the general tweaks and improvements. There are 5 categories: the game health, player comfort, playlist changes, game balancing, and other improvements. They are all self-explanatory in their names, and pretty much this is the majority of the patch notes. This is just to further work on things in the game that people may have issues with. So for starters, again, the game health. What they're just going on by this is team killing and the cheating system in the game and vote to kick feature. So I already went over the anti-cheat system. They're just further implementing that. They're working on it more. They're making it more friendly, I guess, or they're not friendly, but they're making it more as it'll work more often. It'll do what it's supposed to do. And team killing has actual offenses now. First offense for casual and ranked, because they're both different. Casual, you're kicked from the match on your first offense. Ranked, you're banned for 15 minutes. 50% renown penalty for 30 minutes. Second, third, fourth, and fifth offense are for both modes straight throughout. Banned for matchmaking for 30 minutes. Banned for matchmaking for 2 hours. 24 hours on your fourth offense. And on your fifth offense, you're banned for 7 days. So, no more team killing, guys. Please, just enjoy the game and try to have some fun for once. And with a feature that I don't think has been in the game because I've been playing for the past, I'd say, 2 weeks. And it seems like I've been playing with a bunch of people like the team kill. It was the improved vote to kick flow of the game, as they like to call it. So what this will do from now on is when someone presses the button to kick someone, they, respective to your platform, there will be something that pops up in the top left corner of your screen that will say yes or no. You press that button to kick. Simple as that. A lot easier than having to go, press 5 or 6 buttons like you used to do at that point. Just seems like a lot. And you will now no longer be able to see operator limbs clipping through walls. Before, you used to be able to shoot those, they got rid of that, and now they're getting rid of that just entirely. Hopefully that actually happens, and we don't see this no more, because they said that during the last time it wasn't there. So, kill cams now are more accurate representation of what happened. There were some times when you would see a kill cam, it looked like the guy had, aimbot, some sort of hack or something like that. They're making it more streamlined, making it to be something that looks like it actually happened, something that looks like from the player's point of view. So, again, just to eliminate the whole BS factor of the game and better tracking of connectivity and matchmaking issues that players are facing. It sounds like exactly what it sounds like. If there's someone that looks like they have a bad connection, it will try to not connect you to someone that has a bad connection. For someone that has a good connection, it will try to not connect you to someone that has, well, it will connect you to someone that has a good connection. It's just going to better all increase the matchmaking health of the game, per se. And for the player comfort, you will now be able to see the loadouts of your teammates. Very excited for this, because this is something that doesn't sound like a big deal, but for people that like to play or people that play with randoms, you will now be able to see what your teammates have, so you can kind of just pick a character or move around some guns or equipment that you have to just, better work with your teammates. And especially if you're playing with people, you should be able to, do that with your teammates overall. You will now be able to also fully see your weapon in a full screen weapon preview. You can zoom in on your weapon in 100% detail, see every little just point of your weapon, and you will now be able to have points of interest to immediately zoom in on what you want to see. Very, very interesting. You will be able to see every little detail to the gun. Surprisingly, the guns are very, very detailed, and I was not aware of this. Map rotation will appear more random. You'll play more maps or more maps to a more varied frequency from now on. You will now be able to choose which operator spawns with the diffuser as well. That's very interesting to see, because there's a lot of times where someone will spawn a diffuser and you're like, man, why is this guy spawning with this? He doesn't even know where he's going, So now you'll be able to more just be like, hey, you want this bomb? The guys that maybe the attacker or someone with a shield will be able to spawn with it now. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's a welcome addition. Attackers are now alerted when all drones have been destroyed. So it'll just alleviate the whole, like as they say, spawn location selection screen where everyone's just sitting there like, oh, well, what are we going to do now, And compass is now displayed when using drones and cameras. Location ping has been upgraded more to be more user-friendly. Instead of just you seeing, someone's pinging a location, you look at your radar and you're like, I wonder where that's at. It will now just show it more clearly of where it is at. In-game HUD has been provided. That doesn't make more sense. It looks like they kind of butchered that sentence. The in-game HUD now provides more clear information at a glance. So now you'll be able to just understand more of what you see on your screen. For an example, your health, and whenever you picked up an armor pack, it would just kind of go over your health and show that you had green health. But now it shows that you just have a chest piece next to your health bar. And now when you see, as they call it, a less invasive HUD when the diffuser is the ground, they just made sure that the pickup for the bomb diffusals, it's just a smaller icon, so it just doesn't look like a bulky thing on your screen that's just kind of everywhere. Now, another thing that they're adding is when you launch the game, hop into Rainbow Six Siege, it will now show your recently played playlist. So you could, if you just play that mode repeatedly, you can just press it and just hop straight into a game. Very, very simple. And now you'll be able to see, I think I said this a little bit ago, but I'll go over it once again. You will now be able to see the ping or the latency and the FPS information on your screen. If you want to put this on your screen, completely optional, just for performance, just to make sure that, oh, you know, I want to see exactly how my lag is going, or see if my game's just, the FPS is just dropping. You'll be able to put this on your screen, hopefully help you out, and hopefully see if it's just the lag in a game or if it's actually just your, you know, FPS just dropping tremendously. So, PC players, new menu mouse algorithm has been implemented, so it'll just make smoother transitions for you to be able to just pick loadout, switch your weapons, switch your gear from now on. And playlist changes, they're just doing a lot of stuff to rank system, changing up a lot in the mode, and I'm very, very excited to see, for the people that enjoy rank, to see how this goes. Terrorist Hunt. I thought Terrorist Hunt was actually, I thought the AI in Terrorist Hunt was actually pretty good in my opinion for realistic difficulty. They're making it so that they now respond to footsteps, so now they hear more of you. Yeah, it sounds terrifying, so I don't know, we'll see how that goes. And now for custom matches, when a host leaves a dedicated lobby, from now on the game will still continue. The match will not just randomly just disperse and die out of nowhere. They're also adding up a ready up feature, so when you have 10 people who are not communicating well, as they like to say it can be difficult to determine whether all players are ready to begin a match. They will now be able to press ready up to make sure that people are ready to play when they're ready to play. Specialization of weapon attachments. As I said before, if you want a certain playstyle, you'll be able to pick between whether you want a flash hider or compensator, and an angle grip and the vertical grip, to just, you pick one or the other, be aggressive or be more reliant of a player. For season pass holders, you will now get a 10% VIP discount for all content in the game, and you will have a VIP icon in the tab menu, in the shop menu as well, to show what you'll be able to do, what you'll be able to buy. So that's pretty much the majority of the patch notes. Everything else is the main bug fixes. It's quite a lot. The main bug fixes, as I said, are 100 something deep of fixes. It's a lot, and if you're interested in looking at that, I'll put the patch notes in the description below. It does sound like a mouthful. I've been talking for about 12.5 minutes because this is just a lot to process. It's a lot to put in, and very excited to see what they do with what they do and how this is taken by the community. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little video for today, and take care.